Hi there, this is going to be a quick overview of how to access your advising worksheet and review your major and classes needed in MyNCTC. After logging into one login, you'll have access to MyNCTC and you'll need to go to the Student Services tab, where all the coolest things are located. And if you go to My Degree Progress, this is where you can access your advising worksheet, aka your degree audit. Some other schools or programs may refer to a degree audit, and this is what they are meaning here. So the academic plan may not load correctly, so we don't want to focus on that one. We solely want to look at the printable advising worksheet. This is where you're going to look at your major and your assigned advisors and your progress. So you first want to make sure we have you under the correct major, your certificate or degree plan, and your GPA will be listed here as well as your assigned advisors. This student is under a health science pathway, which means they are working on prerequisites to get into one of our amazing health science programs. So maybe you apply to NCTC as a radiology or nursing or surgical technology major. We move all of those students into a health science pathway so you can work on the prerequisites to actually be in the program. You may have also applied as a biology or chemistry or engineering pathway major, and we do put you into a pre-STEM associate's degree pathway, since you do need to work on some math and science courses to get to the level that you need with some upper level math and science classes. So if your major looks completely off, we'll talk about some ways to connect with advising to make sure you review that and get that updated, because we want to make sure you are on track. But our test student here is working on prerequisites under the health science pathway. And these pathways are still general studies degrees. They just outline specifically what classes you need to choose in the core categories and for your electives. If you're under a general studies degree, you would not have all these specific options. You would be given the various options related to math or science and all the courses you would have to choose from under those categories. And you would have 16 hours of electives, which means viewer's choice, but you want to choose classes for electives that make sense for your major or your transfer goals long term. The pathways make those choices for you based on what's most commonly needed for majors when a student is transferring to university in this related field. So you can see test student has a lot of work to do, but that's okay. We're here for it. We're going to support test student. So the X's mean the courses that are needed that have not yet been completed. These courses are, you can see, are in progress. And if anything was completed, it would have a green check mark next to it. So in addition to outlining the classes you need for your degree or certificate, every student has the core curriculum listed on their advising worksheet. The core curriculum goes with you if you transfer to any other public university or college in the state of Texas. If you are core complete or have completed core classes or a category at one public school, it would make you core complete in that same category at the next school. So you may have classes that show up in the core that don't show up in your certificate or degree plan list of classes. And that just means that the particular classes that you have meeting the core requirement are not part of the pathway of classes that you have for your major. So you could always visit with your advisor to see if you really do need to take additional courses, or if there's a math or a science or social science you've already taken that would still count towards your long-term goal. We don't ever want you to waste time or money or credit hours. In addition to the core, you also have non-applied coursework. This is where you would see any classes that are not part of the core or part of your major, or courses that you maybe failed or withdrew from that would show up under this non-applied area. And then the TSI section lets you know if you have any exemptions for TSI or if you're required to take any courses based on your placement test scores. And your advisor can always help you with choosing the correct math or English or reading courses you would need based on your placement level and what you're eligible for. So after looking at that advising worksheet, you may have some questions about what's missing. If there's transfer credit that you don't see applied to your advising worksheet, that just means one of two things. We may not have your official transcripts, which means you need to get those submitted to our admissions office, or you haven't requested a transcript evaluation to let us know that you've submitted all of your official transcripts and you want those credits officially applied. So make sure you take care of that, or visit with your advisor about any missing transfer credits or any questions at all that you have about your advising worksheet. if you're thinking about changing your major, if you're wondering if the major or pathway that you're on is the right one for you. Your advisor success coach is always here to help you with all of those questions. And the best way to get connected with advising is you can also go to the Student Services tab and click the Advising button. We have our advising email and text number, and then the links to our virtual advising line. The best thing that we ask you to do, though, is to go to our Meet Your Advisor page and look for your person, because we have many amazing advisors and coaches that specialize in very particular majors and career areas. And we want to make sure you talk to the person that is an expert in the major that you're most interested in. So you can review their contact information here and also go to their online calendar and schedule yourself an appointment. And it could be phone or virtual or on campus. We have all sorts of ways for you to get connected with your advisor, and we're happy to help. So in our next video, we are going to go into actually adding and dropping classes through MyNCTC.